Flight Simulator on the Xbox. What do we think? Is it any good or not? And honestly, it can be buggy at the best of times, and it's a little bit difficult navigating the actual flight map. It will flight plan actually if you're trying to put something together, but actually it's not the worst in the world. What I suggest, I'm trying to practice doing some landings in the 747. I think we should go from Manchester. Let's choose Manchester. There we go, Manchester. We'll set that as departure. And also not too far, to be honest. Really don't need that little bubble. Yeah, departure. Set that again as departure. There we go. And we will go to, probably not Huddersfield, I don't even know if they have an airport, to be honest. We could probably get to Birmingham, I think. Birmingham International. Where is Birmingham? Westbourne, Birmingham. Perfect. Set as arrival. Okay, so once you've done that, and you've chosen like where you want to fly to, you can have a look at the top. So it says that it will be 15 minutes just above the departure, 65 nautical miles, and it will use 420 gallons of fuel. So if you press on your Xbox LB and the whatever that button is called, you'll have this pop up, and what you want to do is go ahead and open Flight Planner. Cool, just let it load for a second, and just press your L2 button, and it will just zoom out a little bit so you can see what kind of approach. So this looks okay for the time being. I just want to zoom in to see like if we're doing like a radical turn or anything. That looks alright actually for the most part. Yeah, departure looks okay, and we will zoom out. And just move it up a little bit. That's the thing, using this joypad, so like have a look at the flight plan, is not ideal. I mean, most people won't be doing this anyway, but there's not many turns that we can make, like this one for example, when we're actually like flying in a 747. It's really difficult to get like a good landing. And I've flopped. I think we should have like a runway facing this way, so let's go ahead and make that change. So if we scroll down somehow, just trying to see how we can scroll down. Okay, destination, runway 23. Okay, we can try runway 15. How does that look now? And it looks like it's a straight arrival. I think that could be okay. Let's go back. You can see someone's taking off. Let's zoom out. That looks a lot better, right? That approach. You can see that that's coming straight in to the runway as opposed to like doing a traffic pattern all around. So what we can do is press LB and that other button again, that window button, and we can go ahead and start the flying. I think that's a really, really important thing when we're using a large aircraft like the 747, because you will not be able to make quick turns like you would in a Cessna 172. It's just not possible. Let's have a look at this beauty. It's an amazing plane, right?
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 at runway 23 left, ready for departure. Departure to the south.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747. QNH 1022 south departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 23 left.
Cleared for takeoff runway 23 left. Boeing 747.
If you love aviation as much as I do, you'll know I love to watch these cutscenes, to be honest. It's the best part. I wish they would just let you taxi as well. There might be a setting, I'll have to look into it. Look at that, man. Beautiful plane. 747. I believe it's retired now, for the most part. It must be, yeah. Still remember for the first time when I saw like a double-decker plane, I was just like in awe. Just looks amazing. But now we have the A380, which is a beast of its own. Okay, looks like it's going for taxi. We'll go ahead and say we're ready for the flight. So brakes are on. I have my co-pilot here. We're not flying too far. It's a 15-minute journey, so we'll try and keep our altitude low. Flaps are up. We'll just increase flaps as well, and we'll add a little bit of power by pressing A on your joypads. And you can hear that increasing. You start to see an increase in airspeed as well. Slowly but surely, and the plane will tell you when you need to rotate and when you need to take off. So it's a short runway today, looks like. It seems short. Yeah, look, we're just taking off the ground a little bit. Perfect. Let's pull back a little bit more just to get a little bit aerial. And there we go. As we hit the first box, I think we can go ahead and start to take a turn, because that will be required. Remember, in these larger airliners,
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747. Continue for south departure.
Boeing
yeah, let
747,
it.
leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Manchester Tower. Boeing Alpha Sierra 747. Frequency change. Liverpool
Okay.
approach. Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 is type Boeing B748. 3 miles northwest of Echo Golf Yankee X-ray.
Oddly, it's showing me a completely different way to go. Where is this taking me?
Sierra 747, Liverpool approach. Squawk tree 051.
Okay, we don't have time to have a look at this.
Boeing 747.
But it looks like it's going the wrong way. I don't know what way this is going, you know.
2 miles northwest of Echo Golf.
It's telling me to go this way, so I'm gonna go ahead and go this way. The thing that you need to be aware of is that sometimes it will send you in the wrong direction, so that's not what you want. It looks like, yeah, it's sending me back and then sending me this way, so
747, 1 mile southwest of Echo Golf.
we'll go this way instead.
2,800 feet. Request IFR to Birmingham. Ready to copy. Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 is cleared to Birmingham Airport as filed. Squawk tree 051. Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 cleared to Birmingham Airport as filed. Squawk tree 051.
Looks like it's very busy today.
That correct. Radar contact 4,400 feet. QNH 1022. Turn right heading 160. Resume on navigation. Descend and maintain 1,800 feet. Turn right heading 160. Resume on navigation. Descend and maintain 1,800 feet. Boeing 747. Boeing 747 contact Manchester Center on 118.775. Good day. Going to 118.775. Boeing 747. Manchester Center. Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 is at 7,400 feet, descending 1,800 feet. Boeing Alpha Sierra 747. Manchester Center. QNH 1022. Radar contact continue. Boeing 747. Descend and maintain 2,500 feet. Descend and maintain 2,500 feet. Boeing 747.
What's going on? Throwing like some kind of error. It's like shouting at me, I don't know why. Oh, my engine. It's overspeed. Oh, my bad. I made like a huge mistake there. I was going at full power. You definitely don't need to go full power. I mean, you need like power, right, when you're like ascending. When you're going for the climb, but really, you know, the main thing is that you want to reduce your power, particularly like, you know, once you're in the air, otherwise you'll keep climbing consistently, so, and you can see that it's, we can maybe, to deal with it, we might just have to cut power and let it cruise for a little bit. The problem is, as we lose altitude, we gain speed.
Please expedite your descent, 2,500 feet.
Okay. The last couple of times I've played this game, there's not been any communication with ATC, so maybe they've improved something, I feel. Because, yeah, it's definitely unique, let's say that. The fact that it's telling me to descend so quickly is quite interesting. Where are we? We're near Stafford, right? What we'll do is we'll go ahead and follow those, like, blue boxes, basically. And to do that, we're going to have to turn a little bit now. Just so that we are, like, in the vicinity. So, like, a quick mistake, you know, that we spotted, we'll use the rudder a little bit to turn, is that, you know, make sure you're not overspeeding when you're in the plane. Not an expert, but, you know, learn from your mistakes that you're making while you're playing the game. That's the whole point. That's the fun in it. I do love the cockpit view as well. Mostly use it for takeoff and landing, to be honest, because you kind of want to see the scenery outside, right? So that's the beauty of it being an actual game, as opposed to, you know, real life. Like most of the trim and stuff like that, that's been controlled by a good old co-pilot, which is good. You don't need to worry about that. You can actually change the settings as well, so you have like little AI assistants, if you want to call it that. So we're down to around 4,000 feet right now, so we want to look at maybe slowly increasing the power in about a minute or so, because you'll see like a pretty rapid descent, which is exactly what we want to avoid, and our speed is ridiculously high right now because we're descending so fast. So what you can do, and what someone did tell me actually on one of my flights that I took, is that you know, you can use flaps to slow down. So let's go ahead and use our flaps. I know co-pilot's not happy. I think we are at Birmingham International now, looks like, because we were going so fast, right? So we will get our landing gear down. I'm hoping co-pilot actually knows that we're here or not. I can't really tell, because there's a lot of traffic right on that little mini map that you have in the top left. So it looks like that is our final approach coming up. I think we're doing okay. We're mostly cruising now. We don't necessarily need, you know, a whole lot of power, or we probably will for the term coming up. You can see there's an airport there. That blue marker that you see in the distance will be your airport, and it is always better to...
Please expedite your descent, 2,500 feet.
Yeah, it's always better to be in the cockpit view as you're starting your descent and landing, because it's very, very difficult to know if you've got the nose up enough and stuff like that. So, okay, ATC's not happy with me because I'm not descending fast enough. I understand. We will just add a little bit of power. Trim is... Yeah, but we need to slow down, mate. I think we can increase our flaps just a little bit. You know, we probably want to be around 140 to 60 knots as we're landing, so just an FYI. Last couple of times I've not done very well because I've been speeding. We're descending quite fast right now, which we don't want. So we will just increase power just a little bit to the engine. it looks like we're going down to 1000, so let's ramp up the engine a little bit. What we don't want is to just stall out here. And just give it a little bit of power. Okay, we'll ignore that because remember we changed the way that we're flying in to Birmingham because we wanted to avoid the turn in, the sharp turn. So we're going to follow the line on the top left panel.
Boeing 747, you are
And let's increase.
below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain 2,500 feet, QNH 1022.
Mate, like, the thing you need to understand, ATC, is that
2,500 feet, Boeing 747.
I'm right near the runway, so... And that is my runway right there, so it's in sight. Flaps are up. Let's start to cut the power. Just a little bit on our approach in. How are we looking? 1000. 1800. Okay. 170. Let's add some power because we're just losing a little bit of altitude here. So, okay. Oh dear, we're just not aligned at the moment, but let's cut power now. We've got a long runway, so we should be able to make it. Coming in. Rudder. Oh shit. We've got off the runway and we've landed obviously, but that was not a good landing. That was very, very fast. We're slowing down a little bit, we're slowing down. Okay. That was, that's not the best landing, but actually, the crazy thing is that, you know, before we weren't even able to land a 747. Not to say that we did successfully, but, you know, a landing is a landing, I guess, in this game at the moment. So that was good. See, if you see that line, we would have completely turned around. We had to do like a little turn for our landing, so it's not too bad. But as you can see, right, like if you play on the Xbox, then you'll be able to play quite well, particularly with the large airliners. You know, there might be a little bit of lagging, but actually, you know, the experience is still quite good. Busy airport. It's like a little demo of what it's like on the Xbox, so hopefully that is useful. Again, make sure you're going a little bit slowly once you're taxiing to the airport. It's a fun game, honestly, and you can sink hours into it depending on where you want to fly, and it's relatively realistic timings, I would say. You know, if you're doing like a flight across the Atlantic, will take you a very, very long time, particularly depending on the plane that you're flying. So bear that in mind, and once you select the destination and the arrival airport, you will be able to see that, you know, it's going to take this amount of time. So. But over to us to taxi. Oh, it's going to go straight into the building. Some of the mechanics are quite funny, but it's okay. But yeah. that's it really. We're here, we're gonna go on to a full stop here, we're just gonna park up. And then we're gonna go ahead and get some clearance to fly off somewhere else. So yeah, in a nutshell, that is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 on the Xbox. Great game, highly recommend it. Gonna hold down X, stop, and RB and X to put the parking brake on.